Hello, welcome to the November 2014 Kula Yoga Shala teacher feature. We're sitting down this month with our newest teacher, Schmidt, who is going to be teaching a practice called mystical yoga, which is inspired from the tradition of Natha, which he's going to tell us more about because I'm feeling it's going to be new for so many people that are watching this video. So the class is going to be Thursdays at 8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. in Studio B.
Yes.
Thursday, 8:30 a.m. Studio B. There's so many classes lodged in my head. So that's exciting. And Anna is, a new teacher to Kula, has been a part of Kula for a while, and she moved and came back, and she is the interior design brains behind the expansion of Kula, or the interior design heart, right? So thank you so much for taking this time, and maybe we could start. Could you give people a little bit of sense of your background and foray into all things yoga?
Certainly. I got involved in yoga probably early 2000,
Cool.
just in terms of needing to figure out how to relax and unwind and center myself. That's always been challenging for me. It still is. And that's how I got started in it. Actually started in Kundalini with one of my dear friends, and loved it from the very beginning. And then that morphed into trying all different kinds of yoga and always loving all of them along the journey,
Cool.
honestly. But something resonated with me whenever I found Natha yoga. It's very spiritual in nature. It's based on a very ancient type of yoga that's been handed down for many centuries from Neem Karoli Baba and Majaya in Kashi Ashram in Sebastian, Florida, who's no longer with us in body, but she finally introduced this to the Western world not that long ago, actually. And so it's new to a lot of people. People don't really know what it is yet. And so there are a few sprinklings of us out there right now that are coming out to share it. But it's really beautiful. Every movement is almost like a prayer in motion, is the way that they describe it. So.
Could you go into a little more detail about how a class flows, what it's comprised of? Is it more like kriyas and asanas, closer to Kundalini? Is that
the interesting thing about it? It is kind of a sister yoga to Kundalini. There's a lot of meditative parts to this. It's definitely the flow with different asanas. But the interesting thing, maybe the complicated thing about Natha, is that there are well over 75 asanas to this yoga. So it's actually very complex. And the way that it was handed down, and having it been ancient as it is, it's very sacred also. So we were taught to follow exactly how it was written in the text, instead of kind of morphing in and out of different things. So it's actually follow exactly how each asana was written originally.
So the sequence is the same each time you practice, or no?
The sequence can be different depending on which asana that I'll share. And like I said, there's over 75 of them. So there's a lot of different asanas in this. Of course, I think all the teachers, we all have our favorites, and I do have my favorites.
Right.
And I'm excited to share them with you all.
And the class itself, if people want to get a sense of if it was appropriate for them in terms of intensity level. And
the really beautiful thing also about Natha, I think the reason it also attracted me was because, some yoga can be very limiting to beginners. And Natha is approachable to all levels. I've seen people in wheelchairs do this yoga.
That's awesome.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, it can really, truly reach anyone. And it's open to anyone, and really focuses on the breath, focuses on deep breathing, focuses on a lot of meditation. We use a lot of different hand mudras and different things during the asana series. Some chants here and there. We always open with an invocation and chanting. Of course, people don't have to chant if they don't want to, but again, that's recognizing the ancient yoga and being respectful of what they have taught us to share.
Yeah, I do think of it as it's like a sacred inheritance, the whole tradition. And this is really exciting because there's not much of it, being shared. So,
Right.
And I think one of the main intentions, for this space is to expand our embrace of yoga, and because I don't know about you, at least for me, my experience has been anytime I try something I haven't tried before, and it's not really just that I'm opening to something new, out there, but it's opening to something new inwardly as well, and so it's an opportunity to grow in yourself, to practice it. And I love the name mystical yoga. So it really reminds me of one of my teachers, Saul David Ray. He was here a few years ago, and he said, "There's so many people, so many yoga teachers, kind of walking around going like, well, my goal is to demystify yoga." And he said, "Well, my goal is to remystify yoga."
Yeah, it is. It's very interesting. And I mentioned a minute ago about how all of the different asanas contain prayer, so it's almost like prayer with movement.
Mm-hmm.
So, a particular mudra means something, like a pedestal mudra, and different types of things that we do, they all have a meaning behind them, and I'll be explaining that as we go through them.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start to realize that they have meaning, and they're so deeply rooted,
mm-hmm.
it's really a really beautiful traditional style of yoga.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, it's unique to the Western culture, I think. And I think that's why I thought it was so interesting, and I wanted to go much, much deeper, and why I pursued getting certified.
Yeah. That's awesome. And so you made quite the transition in your life from, practicing for a pretty long time before deciding to teach.
Yeah, a very long time. And I think, Scott, my intention was never to teach,
mm-hmm.
only because it just didn't, when you go through life and you think, oh, I'll probably never do that.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of snuck up on me. And
mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, I'm supposed to share this for whatever reason.
Mm.
And it's coming through kind of loud and clear that I'm supposed to share that. So hopefully people that I'm able to share the yoga with and that will attend the classes will start to see the beauty in it as well, and how transformational it can be internally.
Yeah, I think no doubt, because to me those are always the purest teachings and teachers, when you just are really feeling pulled to do it from a deeper place, and it's not like an agenda that you're trying to push or something. It's just like literally like it's moving you.
Yes.
And then it really comes through you rather than from you.
Yes.
And teach from a clear place, and that's contagious. So I have no doubt, So
thank you, Scott.
yeah, thank you for bringing it to Jupiter, to our community.
Oh goodness, thank you for allowing me to be a part of Kula here. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.